folks, I'm gonna go ahead and call the order of the meeting of the Parke County Alcoholic Beverage Board. Let the record reflect that it is March 12th, 2026. It is 1:09 PM. I'm Officer Gillum. I work for the State Excise Police. I'll be leading this meeting. I'll have the other two board members introduce themselves for the record.
Mike McKinney, part of the commissioners.
Andrea Gordon, appointed by the town board.
We are missing Mr. Cameron. And we do not have any permittees or demonstrators in the room, so we do not have to swear anybody in today. Board members, on the agenda, we have renewals, no violations for the Turkey Run Golf Club, East State Road 47 in Waveland, permit number RR61-20147. Party Pack Liquors, East Crawford Street, Montezuma, permit number DL613331. Any questions or concerns on those two permits?
No, well, I got a question.
Yep.
Usually they have, when you do this, it's like it's got Mark Ramsey as secretary. You don't have anybody down here.
It just depends on what's in the database.
Okay,
It doesn't make any difference.
I didn't know. And, okay, and then you got the tank line rating.
Well, we're just gonna do the first two right now.
All right,
So do we have a motion regarding those renewals?
I motion to approve renewal.
A second.
Moved and seconded for approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Okay, going on to the Old Jail Inn and Drunk Tank Winery. South Jefferson Street here in Rockville, permit number RR61419224. They were continued last month, actually the last 2 months. I had concerns about their operational procedures, and I actually made a stop by last month to walk through and look at it. And they were not in compliance on quite a few levels. I followed up with the owners. I sent them the same email that I'd sent them 2 years ago, instructing them what to do, and I believe they are now in compliance.
You believe they're in now?
I think they are. They said they were. So I'm gonna swing by after this meeting. I can't really do it beforehand because they don't open until 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna make a motion for a 1-year approval on that. We're gonna monitor it.
No, I'd second it.
Okay, moved and seconded for 1-year approval. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion will carry. And then if we have any problems in a year, like if they still, it's the simplest of operations. If they cannot get themselves in order, I'm not inclined to leave with a permit, so we'll deal with that in a year. We have to, so. You guys have anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I've heard you in here before. And, when you have a patron at a tavern, we'll just say any tavern, and you have a patron there and you have a bartender, male or female, doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
And they start serving them drinks. Now, is it up to the bartender to say you're done?
Yes.
All right, is it up to the bartenders to suggest? Do they have to suggest, or can they demand they can get a ride or before they get in the deal? Where after that, what is
So
their?
they have a legion or a responsibility not to serve somebody once they're showing signs of intoxication.
Yeah,
And then to take responsibility for them. We do not want people over serving customers and saying, all right, you gotta get out of here. And just sending them out into the public.
you don't want to just send them out.
You cannot make them stay. So I'll tell you this, so every employee has to go through a server training program required by law. It covers things like sale of alcohol to minors, intoxicated patrons, general requirements for operating a business, record keeping, hours of operational testing. In the program, it talks about taking responsibility. Like sometimes people will sit down and you will just serve them way too much alcohol without a second thought. And sometimes people will have 1 or 2 drinks and all of a sudden now they're intoxicated.
Yeah,
They may have had more alcohol out of the car. They could have popped a couple pills. We don't know the reason. We don't want to just hope and wish that they get home. We want the employees in the business to take responsibility to get them home safely. If you have to, cut off the alcohol, make sure everybody else knows, don't give this person anything else. Maybe give them some food. If you need to call for a safe ride, you can do that. But they can do it. It doesn't really matter. We just don't want them out driving. So I don't know what's available around here. You guys have Uber?
yeah.
Do you?
No, there's no Uber. I just got.
No taxi?
Now, where does the owners, say you got a bartender, where does the owners come in compliance? Do they have to make sure their employees are compliant, or are they at risk too?
Everybody's at risk.
Everybody's at risk.
Yeah, because if the thing goes badly and someone gets injured or killed, They're gonna go after the bartender, the bar owner, everybody.
Okay.
So on our end, so,
Now,
so
Now, my next question is, you're an officer, you were a state trooper, right, at one time? Or
just excise,
always exercise, well, we'll say a state trooper or a county or some police officer legally pulls somebody over because they were wandering over. And he finds out they were drinking.
Mhm.
And he does his sobriety test and all the stuff they're supposed to go through and all that stuff. And then they tell him that where he's been drinking had been there all day. Now, they just had to known he was drinking. He'd been in there from the time they opened to the time they closed. So they knew he was probably intoxicated, but they still let him go without saying a word to him. Now, where does the legal, can he, the driver of that vehicle, use due process against whoever served him until they go out the door?
it's gonna be a stretch. I
Stretch?
don't think I've ever seen it. What would happen though, I mean, the business could be cited for selling alcohol to an intoxicated patron.
Yeah, but
I've
once
never
it's
seen-
cited, aren't they at fault?
It's an administrative process. It doesn't necessarily mean there's criminal charges, but yeah. So I don't think I've ever seen a case where somebody reported themselves as being overserved. But it could be a friend, it could be the police officer who pulled them over. Could be the wife saying, hey, they overserved my husband, he damn near got some people killed. Driving home intoxicated. They file a complaint. We would do an investigation with it. We could pull video footage, interview bartenders, check receipts. Do everything we need to do or capable of. We would then cite the business for sale of alcohol to intoxicated patrons.
So then they're criminally at fault then.
It wouldn't be necessarily criminally at fault, that would require a
When
criminal
you
trial.
find them,
Admitted,
it's
it'd be
criminal.
admitted, well, it'd be administrative.
Oh, okay. Well, I just didn't understand how that worked.
But if someone gets killed, then someone's gonna probably sue, we're gonna have a criminal proceeding, but that's separate from the alcohol permitting stuff. Is that fair?
I kind of understand. I just didn't understand why. All right, we'll just say we had one pulled over here. He was on it, and you know that he's been into, say, one of the places here in town all day. And they just let him go out the door.
Yeah,
So, and then he gets pulled over.
Yeah.
Well, he's not in his right mind if he's drinking.
Yeah.
So.
they should definitely be taken.
Yeah, there's a kind of give and take on that, and that's the reason I kind of wondered.
Yeah.
Cause you used to go back in the old days, when I was, you were going, you know, they just climbed the car and you left, so
We do not want that under this situation.
I don't wanna go back to that again either. I
At the
think
same
that,
time, they cannot hold somebody down. So what we would say is if you can't convince somebody to stay there and sober up a little bit, get some food, get some water, and then you can't get anybody to come pick them up. We don't want bartenders or business owners taking anybody home because of the risk.
yeah,
So someone could claim assault and unless you have a way to prove it, now you have a situation, or someone could actually assault someone. Female employees taking drunk male patrons home.
no, I'm not saying that, I'm just wondering how,
Well, what we would say is if for some reason, because you're right, people are intoxicated, they're not in the right mind, they may very well say, you know what? I'm out of here, you can't make me stay.
right,
Well, don't just let them go. I mean, you better take steps to make sure this public safety is secured at. So get on the phone, call 911, give them a description of the person, the vehicle, license plate, direction of travel. Like if you know where they live, you got a guy in a red F-150, heading back home to Montezuma,
yeah.
from downtown Rockville. That gives local law enforcement a chance, but you need to take whatever steps you can to intervene.
Well, I'm not planning on doing it, I just kind of wondered.
I'm not planning on doing it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, I just kind of wondered how it actually worked. 'Cause
I mean, I think that even though, I mean, I would assume that even though you had too much to drink, it does not release you from the liability to know.
I have seen the aftermath of some of these situations and it's not pretty for anyone.
No, it's not.
And these court proceedings can drag on for years and it'll ruin a bunch of lives, so.
Yeah, well, we were talking about stuff like that this morning, like when I was a kid, you know, we did stuff, but I mean, that was different.
was a long time ago.
It was at least 70 years ago, let's put it that
The
way.
Amish were the only ones with buggies, right?
Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna make the motion that we adjourn.
I second it.
Move the second for adjournment, all in favor, say aye.
Food.